There we go.
Oh, that'll be a lot better, thanks. Okay, you're rolling down there?
It's rolling.
Okay. All right, well, here we are, back at the station, Winnipeg Station. And today we're talking about, well, I'm joined by the mystery guest has returned.
I prefer to remain anonymous. I don't want to be associated with Terry's endeavors, except anonymously, for my own safety.
I applaud his caution. I wish I had. I too have, on many occasions, have felt, you know what, when I'm on stage, I really should be wearing a mask for this. Paper bag with 2 eye holes, and maybe a muzzle. Although he's come back, and today we're going to be talking about a song called Sunsets, which was I didn't get around to recording it until I decided to do this Reeve the Second thing, but it was actually a very I actually started writing it back when Mike joined the band. When he first started jamming with us and he was first trying to figure out how to learn the drums. The main musical bit of this I'd pull out and be jamming on, and the drum pattern I ended up using for the song was, I really just copied that off of what he would play over it from the tapes of that practice. So even though Mike didn't play on the final recording, his drum pattern kind of survived, and it's what I used. And it was also kind of the song that kind of, that Mike and I kind of found a connection on. Originally it wasn't Sunsets, it was a song called Two Suns. And the reason for that is I had been reading this internet conspiracy theory about these, I don't know, mad Vatican scientists who are, you know, in disguise around. And they had some kind of secret plan to ignite the planet Saturn into a second sun. And for that they could achieve, I don't know, something devious. There was some big devious way to, that Lucifer would be reborn by igniting Saturn into a second sun. And it was, it was fascinating for a moment, so I started writing this song, and it was called Two Suns originally, and it was kind of based on this nutty story. But as I got to talking to Mike about this, and we were kind of talking about other conspiracies like David Icke and lizard people and all that, and he was shocked to discover that there was another human being in the world that actually read this stuff, because he thought he was the only one who read David Icke and all this conspiracy stuff, and he was like, you know about the lizard people? And he was like, yeah. And it's like, all of a sudden, even though he couldn't play drums worth a band, he belonged. It was like, you're just as crazy as I am. Yeah, all right. We'll come back next weekend. We'll attempt to play music some more. So Sunsets was kind of it was kind of the song that kind of helped gel things back in the day. But yeah, we didn't end up recording or doing much with it, and it until afterwards. Well, we didn't do anything. I ended up recording it as one of a bunch of lost songs that I pulled out when I did Reeve the Second. And by then it had become Sunsets, kind of a song about something completely different, I guess. More or less, like most of the album, it's kind of a song about saying goodbye to yesterday and kind of hoping that tomorrow's going to be much better, because the night sure sucks. But to film it, I incorporated the services of my anonymous photographer friend, and we went out into the local Carberry Desert.
It was, we went on an adventure, which was, could have been worse, but I decided I was hungry and we should eat first, which turned into a good idea, because that shoot would not have been very pleasant if we had not done so. We would have dehydrated and not gotten as good of effort from ourselves as we did indeed end up getting. It turned out actually very well.
We got lost in the desert. It wasn't a big desert, but
I mean, I wasn't really lost, but Terry was fairly confused. I knew where I was. I just didn't know how to get to where I wanted to be.
well, I knew where I was too. I was in the middle of a damn desert.
No. I knew where
Oh,
where the sand dune that I was standing on was, and I
Yeah.
knew which way to go. However, if you do go that way, there's a steep drop to your doom momentarily after you step off the sand dune and head to the other side. There's a lot of stairways and such to get into the sand dunes, so
well, yeah, they're kind of surrounded by almost a cliff, like I don't know.
yeah,
thing.
there's a steep climb to get into. I mean, you can see it in the video when he's walking up to head into the desert in search of the mystery MacGuffin that he's looking for
Yeah,
in the
like
video.
that mask that contains some kind of soul or spirit.
Yeah. Well, it's something vague that doesn't really need to be expanded upon. It's just a hook for a music video with no deep meaning, but
No deep meaning. I thought it was very profound.
the song itself perhaps might have deep meaning about conspiracy theories, as you were saying, or something.
Well,
but,
the original song did. This one is. Well, I guess it could be. Yeah.
I mean, it's a pleasant song, which Terry doesn't have too many of.
See, this is why he stays anonymous. Yeah. I don't even know who's underneath there.
But yeah, I mean, we got some good angles climbing up and down. Some distance shots really made the trek look arduous in the video.
I realized I was getting fat, and I've lost about 30 pounds since. So. I always joke that it looks like I'm lost in the desert looking for a cheeseburger. That's what I'm really looking for.
Yeah, there was a lot of nice fortuitous scenes that just kind of worked out. There was a scene that I kind of liked where right at the end, near the end of the video, where his hat serendipitously flies off because of the wind breeze blowing it off. Well, he's having an epiphany after discovering the treasure he's been seeking in the video, and I thought that was nice, a nice touch that you couldn't really, without a fishing wire and a string, really do. But we didn't have any such amenities, so it's nice that worked out.
And there's that ghost flying in the sky, and it was just
Yeah,
stayed there long enough.
It's convenient that it's called the Spirit Sands, and there just happen to be spirits that show up at certain times in that particular desert. So, I mean, it wanted to be on camera, and I'm not a professional paranormal photographer. I'm sort of standard photographer who takes normal, everyday, poor quality musician videos and otherwise, and I'm not set up to capture the paranormal events, but it just so happened that one was in the scene, probably telling us to go home before it's too late. A nice helpful spirit telling us that we've probably been in the sun too long. I didn't think it was real at the time, but it was captured on the video, so it was actually not just a delusion that we were having simultaneously amongst each other, but an actual spirit captured on video. So that was fortunate, as Terry just ended up writing that into the story to make it more
Or,
coherent.
coherent, that's
Yes. So yeah,
right. I
it's
remember
it's
being,
a lot of videos are kind of just fortunate events that stack on top of each other, and that indeed was one of them.
they're like a living photograph.
Yeah.
You don't have to, you're capturing the moment, the essence of things. You're not actually trying to, the narrative is, it's more of what a person can read into it. That's what you're going for.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there was a number of shots Terry was interested in attempting to make that were uncomfortable and unrealistic. That didn't end up happening because they were uncomfortable and unrealistic, and had no possible way of being achieved with the tools at our hand.
Well, if you're just willing, to stand at the edge of the cliff or in the middle of those thorn bushes,
Yes.
or just balance over those thickets, we might have been able to.
Well, yeah, I mean the final scene in that video where he's standing on the edge of the cliff. Fortunately, he didn't jump right then and there, because I wouldn't have put the effort into editing the video and posting it online. So I'm glad he was still around for that.
So if I fell, you would have just thrown the camera after me and walked away.
I have a cell phone, so I would have, I assume if I still had battery, called, I don't know, park warden or someone to find you. I'm sure that they would. I would have video evidence that I had not, in fact, done anything to push him off, even after a long day of heat and
You know what I remember?
walking
I was,
and walking in the wrong direction, because Terry wanted to go in a particular direction to get the perfect shot, where we would have already had the perfect shot if he was ignored. So, yeah.
that's. I remember being at the vehicle, and I brought several large bottles of water, but I was looking at them and I was thinking, I don't want to be dragging this all the way through. So I grabbed the small bottle of water, left the other ones there, thinking, well, I know where they are if I need them. Then tromped off into the, not knowing that, I know where they are, but they do me absolutely no good back at the car.
Yeah, Terry's idea of scouting is looking at a web page and deciding that Google Earth map is a lot smaller than the reality that exists.
Well, hey, at least I printed off the map and took it with me, and it was, I don't know if it was any help, but it gave us something to focus on when we didn't know quite where the exit was. Mm-hmm. And there's only one hat that was the that I really just brought to be a
The prop hat, yeah.
Yeah, but we had to take turns wearing the hat to keep the sun off our head, because hours and hours in the sun adds up. So yeah, it was. I'm not a survivalist. I learned that day. And I remember when we finally did find the path out and got onto the main path, which it isn't paved, but it's a good tourist path. And so you were on there, and you're like, okay, we know the way out. It's ready to go. And and I was still like, hey, why don't we film a couple of things here and there? And you were just ran down that path. And there was no stopping you for anything. Just you were determined to get. You actually beat me out of there by about 20 minutes, I think.
Yeah, we had all the shots we needed. There was no reason to entertain your delusions. I think you were suffering from minor heat stroke at the time. So you were not to be entertained with any suggestions you were making at that point on. And I knew that if I departed, you would have no other purpose in staying there. I did not want you to end up in the same ending as the character in your video could have, or at least the skeleton prop in your video. Although, if you really wanted to be a method actor to that degree and decay in the desert and have me come back while you were bones to complete the scene, I probably would have choppered on in later on to do so, but it was thankfully unnecessary. But yeah, I mean, we did end up hydrating afterwards and having a little picnic in the parking lot area, and then yeah, we left for that day. Yeah, the other parts of that video shoot were a lot easier than the desert itself.
Oh, that's right. Whenever I think of that video, I just think of the desert. But we actually spent weeks on the other scenes.
Yeah, and getting the props for that part of the scene, which was actually just a very short part of the actual video in comparison to the desert walking. So, but the scene where he's looking for his map, I guess, and
Putting together the clues.
yeah, putting together the clues, the mystery. I guess that kind of brings back the whole conspiracy kind of thing. It had that sort of element to it, even though.
Yeah, it did. I never thought of that before, but yeah.
But you could see somebody was crazed with, the character you're playing was crazed with an obsession over this thing that he wanted to obtain. Maybe some sort of Indiana Jones kind of character was what you're going for. I'm not sure.
Yeah, kind of a fat Indiana Jones. Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to make a Indiana Jones, 5, 6, presumably, so we'll see how Harrison Ford looks when that's done. But, yeah, no, we had...
They just won't let that actor retire.
He needed a bunch of maps, and we ended up scouring for props at various thrift stores. We found a whole stack of National Geographic magazines that we flipped through there, and found some world maps of good quality, and tore those out, and for a relatively low budget we had a nice little scene there, and then I think it worked out well. And then for the other part of the scene where they had we couldn't get an actual ghost to appear in Terry's house at that point in time, so we had to use a projection of a facsimile of a ghost in that scene.
Those are very expensive. They're unionized.
Yeah, I mean, those Ghostbusters movies were not cheap. So, yeah, we ended up using a projection, which was difficult to frame to Terry's liking. But it did work out in the end, although the part of the scene that I was hoping for was in the end cut out. Terry's surprise at the existence of said ghost in his home was cut out, but for time.
I don't know if it was for time. I think there was just something. I think the frame of it took like the set. We only had enough set pieces to decorate a certain area, and so the camera had to be very tight on it. And so I think we were hoping to get more of a reaction out of me from what was happening behind me, but we had trouble syncing me up with what was going on there because I had no
Rhythm.
I had no reference to what was going on, and so it was just you kind of like okay now, and it was. But I was always just a little
Slow, yes. Your reaction time is
So I think we wanted me
delayed
to
for some
turn
reason.
around right when it was disappearing or something.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and for some reason that was just
Basically, when you have the Scooby-Doo kind of thing, and then Shaggy and Scooby-Doo say there's a ghost there, and the ghost is not there anymore, and it's like, oh, what did you think was there? You're crazy, you guys. There's never any ghosts. It's a farmer in a mask, right? But yeah.
I think we thought we had the take, but when I looked at it later, I realized, there's the frame of it was capturing, like in the corners, you could see the things that it was. It was just.
You probably should have just green screened it.
That's no fun. Practical's always more entertaining. And also, if it's green screen, then it never gets done. Yeah, you just end up rendering it and trying to get it improved or whatever. What I like about just shooting things the way they are is you're sort of there, you film it, you're done, good, it's settled, and you move on. Whereas with green screen, and actually nowadays they don't really use green screen so much. It's all just a flat single color and
Motion capture, or
no, they I guess computers are so good at differentiating the background from the foreground. Now they just want something in the background that's going to reflect the right color of light on the person.
I see, yeah.
And so I found that interesting. It's I never really thought that they'd move away from green screen. Mm-hmm. Although I think Disney in the early days developed they had like a gray screen that projected some type of ultraviolet light that could only be seen by the camera.
Oh.
But anyway, I use green screen because I can't afford the latest and greatest software.
Yes, it's.
But
it's still miles away from what.
But even if you use that, then you end up spending days or weeks and weeks on end just trying to build the model and animate the model, and it's. I think it gives you more options, but it doesn't save you any time. So I found that out while making A Time of Madness, is that sure, you can do it all in post, but do you have a small army to do it for you, or do you have the next 5 years of your life to work on every little detail?
Yeah, like George Lucas, you're never happy with the result.
No, I'm always going back and trying to improve things, change things. Yeah. Oh well, world in post.
Yeah, but as the sun is setting currently, I think the video did turn out quite well. Probably your greatest achievement.
All right, well, we're all the way down at sunset, so that means there's only a few more songs left on this whole project. So that means...
Thank goodness for that.
Not a fan of the blog, are you? Or it's a vlog.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the music.
Oh, no, that's going to go on for a long time. I've got... I still need to record the follow-up to Show Your Blood. We'll make lots of videos for that, right? Right? Yeah. All right, well, thanks for coming out. And, a few more to go, so I hope you'll stick with me. And, it's been fun hopping down memory lane. Let's see what the last few memories are going to bring us. Hey, thank you. Take care. Goodbye.
I was never here.
Thanks for doing it.
Got it?
Yeah, that's it.